Hello, I am Catherine. If you know my videos and my website, you know that I try to prepare people for what is coming, more is coming, and to warn them because we are in a spiritual world, we are spiritual beings, we never die, we go to heaven with Jesus Christ or to hell with the devil. And this is why some people like me and others, they try to prepare and warn people. Um, I saw today in the newspaper, it was written that Putin prepares to attack a country in Europe. I mean another country than Ukraine. And they said that Europe is totally unprepared. NATO is totally unprepared. We know that the West provoked Russia. We know, if we want to know that, they provoked Russia because they brought weapons to the borders to Russia. So they could say Russia attacked the Ukraine. I spoke a lot about this war in the Ukraine. I told in many videos what is coming, and it is going exactly like this. Russia will take over not only the Ukraine, but also other countries. It's the next power, and also America, we know, will be taken over by Russia, China, and others. Yesterday or before yesterday was in the newspapers that the Muslims, the Arabic people, they in Berlin, in Germany, they say if Gaza burns, then Berlin will burn. And they put fire in a building of the government. And they say also, we warn Berlin, we will let it burn down. And they bring, the newspaper bring this like, yeah, because of they tell us because of Gaza, because of the war there, we have these problems. It's not true. It's a lie. We have with the Arabic people and with the Islamic people, we have this problem, especially since 2015, when more than 1 million people came to Europe. Arabic people, most of them, Arabic people, Muslims, Islamic people. Since then, we have daily knife attacks, rapes, destruction. So it's nothing new because of Gaza. This is a lie. This is manipulation. Then the other says, some days ago, last week or 2 weeks ago, thousands of Islamists in Berlin, I think it was in Berlin, they called for the caliphate, for the Islamic State in Germany. They want the Sharia law not only in Germany, it's in all the West, Europe, America, Canada, Australia. The people we accepted, we helped as refugees, but not all of them are refugees, they lie, most of them. We gave them everything, we helped them, we gave them money, we gave them food, we gave them everything, a work, if they want to work, but most of them don't like to work. And now, after only 10 years or less, they go out and they want to have their state in the state. And what is the government doing? Nothing, less than nothing. They discuss, we must discuss about the the law about speech freedom, religious freedom. But can you imagine a part of the military in Germany will stand up against the government? Putsch, made a putsch, or how do you say that? What will do the government? They will discuss hours, days, weeks, years, and they will say, oh, it's allowed to say putsch. It's allowed to say revolution. It's not forbidden. We must discuss a little what is forbidden and what is allowed, and let happen. Let's. So all this show that the chaos that is producing now is produced in the West is really the plan. It's not so much stupidity is not possible. So much stupidity should be forbidden. I mean, how how can you be so foolish? Somebody comes in your house and he says, I take it, it's mine, go out. And now we have Muslims in England. They say to the English people, if you don't want us, you can go, you are free to go. So you see, it shows that Muslims have not respect for other people. They have not respect for the people who accepted them, welcomed them, helped them, wanted to help them, to save them from the Taliban's. Why do you think Greta Thunberg is now anti-Semitic? Because her friend from Afghanistan, I mean a girlfriend, she is now an activist. Everybody is an activist today. So we saved this Afghanian woman from the Taliban's, and now she's in Holland or Belgium, and she influenced Greta Thunberg against Israel. And now you see the climate people, crazy people, to demonstrate against Israel. So you see, our people, our students, are indoctrinated, manipulated by the children of the refugees or illegals, migrants, what is the name? And of course, also students from other countries, and especially from Islamic countries. And we have, of course, also professors, communists, Islamists, who took influence on our children. And now you see the white people go out and say, burn Berlin, or death to America, death to Israel. But very soon they will say, they said already, death to America. How is it possible? We see something in Esther. Esther is a book in the Bible. We see the king of Persia, Ahasuerus or Xerxes. He had a feast, a party, and he wanted that his nice, beautiful wife comes so everybody can see her. But she knew that the people are drunken, and so she said no. And it was absolutely not common to say no. So the ministers of the king, they said, you must divorce her, send her away, and take another woman. So they collected the most beautiful woman in Persia in this time, and Esther became his second wife. He didn't know that Esther was a Jewish girl. He had one of his highest people in the kingdom was Haman the Agagite. Most of the people don't know what is Agagite, perhaps another time. Haman, he wanted that everybody bows before him, but Mordecai, a Jewish man, he never bowed before him. Because normally Jewish people bow before God, Yahweh, but not before men. So Haman, who hated the Jewish people, when he saw that, he decided, was filled with fury, but he disdained to lay hands on Mordecai alone. So as they had made known to him the people of Mordecai, Haman sought to destroy all the Jews, the people of Mordecai, throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus. Can you imagine? So he comes to the king and says, you have some people here, they don't follow exactly the laws of the kingdom, so give me the permission to, an exactly day, in a special day, to kill them all. So the king don't ask who are these people, he gives the permission. So Mordecai, a Jewish relative of Esther, goes to Esther and tells her, this and this day, on this day, we will be all killed. Esther fasts and prays and goes to the king. The king asks, what do you want, Esther? Esther says, come tomorrow for dinner or lunch with Haman. You can also put the N away, put the S, and you have Hamas. So he goes. Haman is very excited. The queen called him and the king together for lunch. The first day he goes away very excited. And he even makes a gallows or guillotine or something like this for Mordecai to hang him on this. The queen says, come tomorrow again, and then I will tell you what I want. The king and Haman go again to the queen. Then the queen says, king, on this and this day we will be all killed, all my people. So the king can't believe that. He says, who is this crazy man who want to do that? And then Esther tell him, this bad Haman, he wants to kill us. So the king gives commandment to hang the Haman on the gallows he prepared for Mordecai. Do you see something? The enemies of Israel, one day they prepare something for Israel, but one day they will fall themselves inside. And so the Mordecai and the queen received the permission to kill the enemies of the Jewish people on a special day, and they did that. Now we see Haman wanted to destroy Israel, to destroy the Jewish people. Exactly this is the plan of Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, all the Islamic terrorist groups, but not only from the terrorist groups, also from Iran, the arch enemy. They were friends before in this time and later with Israel, but since Khomeini and the Islamists came back to Persia, to Iran, they are the arch enemy of Israel. But also Islam, the Islamic world. This is the plan. This is the goal of Islam, to destroy Israel, to bring the caliphate to Israel and then to all the world. But what we see, what many people don't know, there was a man in the last century, in the time of Hitler, was a man in Jerusalem. He was the Mufti, the Islamic leader of the Arabs in Jerusalem, because the Arabs in Israel are not Palestinians. The Palestinians are the Jewish people, because the Caesar of Rome changed the name of the country. He named Israel Palestine. The Arabs from Egypt, Jordan, Syria, they went to Israel to work, like many Arabs today are in our countries. So Hussein, the leader of the Muslims in Jerusalem, he was a very good friend of Hitler. He went to Berlin, he met Hitler, Hitler paid the life of Hussein, and Hussein was so excited that Hitler will eliminate all Jewish people. So he spent some time in Germany, then he left to Egypt. In Egypt, he found a child, Arafat, and this child he made to the first terrorist of the Palestinian people, Arafat, and somebody else created this Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, but the Nazis went to Egypt, people of Hitler went to Egypt to teach Arafat, or what was the name of this man who created the Muslim Brotherhood, Hitler, to teach them how to kill, how to fight, how to make weapons or whatever. Hitler even paid for the Muslim Brotherhood money. So we have now, through the best, I can imagine, the best selling book in the Islamic world is Mein Kampf, My Fight of Hitler. I can imagine beside the Quran, My Kampf is the best selling book in the Islamic world. So this spirit of Nazis, of Hitler, came now, especially since 2015, through the Islamic invasion of Europe and the West, to all the countries of the West. Now we have Nazis in every country, and they influenced our children in the universities. They manipulated our children in the universities through the children of the Muslims, migrants, but also through the students from Arabic countries, Islamic countries. Now we have this spirit of Hitler, this spirit of Nazis. We have it in all the countries. Islam and Hitler work together for the elimination of the Jewish people. So now you have the foolish white people in the West who go out with the spirit of Nazis and call for Gaza the Jews, destroy Tel Aviv, death to America, death to Israel, death, soon, perhaps they said already, death to Germany, death to England, and. And what are our governments doing? Nothing. So it means the people are foolish, or it's a plan. But never forget, Islam and Hitler, Islam and Nazis goes together. It's the same spirit, the annihilation of the Jewish people of Israel. So if you are an American or an African or a European or whatever, and you go to the streets to demonstrate with the Muslims who want the caliphate in America, the caliphate in Germany, the caliphate in India, the caliphate in Nigeria, in South Africa, and you go with them, then you go for Hamas, Hezbollah, for Iran, you go for the Muslim Brotherhood to the streets, you go to the streets for Hitler and the Nazis. So you are yourself Nazi. Before I made this video, a thought came to me, and I don't think it was from me. I asked me, why so many Islamic people, Muslims, want to go to Germany? If you ask them, if they come to Europe and you ask them where you want to go from these countries, they say to Germany. Because the spirit of Hitler, of Nazis, is in many people. And now they perhaps, they want a caliphate, so what? Perhaps they want to use again Germany like Hitler, like the Nazis. So we are in a very serious time. Many parents and grandparents didn't give to their children the love to the Bible, the love for Israel, the love for the Jewish people, because God chose Israel. Israel is the special country of God. It belongs to God, to Yahweh, not Allah, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israel. And he gave the country to the Jewish people. So if you touch Israel, you touch God, and you will see his judgment. And this is a warning to all people, also to the people in Africa, especially in South Africa and other countries, North Africa, of course. There is so much hate against Israel, but if you go out, if you support Hamas, Hezbollah, all these people, you are a Nazi. And what will happen? You know what happened to Hitler and to the Nazis. They suicide or were killed, executed, or whatever. So you see how Islamic people prepare the destruction of Israel. And now they have the help of all people. The whole world is now going to this time when the whole world will become Nazis. Or do you say Nazis? The whole world, the Bible says, all the world, all the nations will go against Israel. So do you see the spirit of Hitler, of Nazis, is now here in every country? So you see the politicians of South Africa to speak with so much hate against Israel and Netanyahu. My goodness, are you better than President Netanyahu? He loves his people, he loves his country, he fights for his country, and you warn him? Who are you? Who are you? Did you fight the corruption in your country? Or are you yourself corrupt? Did you fight the criminals in South Africa and in Africa? Did you fight the 70 or how many terrorist groups, all of them Islamic, in Africa. Did you fight against them? Did you defeat them? And you speak against Netanyahu? Who are you? Why the war in Gaza is so many months now? Because if only the Hamas were in Gaza, Israel could kill them, destroy them in some days. All these terrorists who attacked Israel, but Iran is behind them. 600 million Muslims are behind Hamas, who want to destroy Israel. I mean, the surrounded countries, the whole are 2 billion. And you attack Israel with your hate? You must be crazy. Why the war is so long? Because before the military, before the Israeli army goes to Gaza to attack Hamas, they throw down flyers. We are coming. Flee. Do you know another army who says to the people, before they come, who says to the people, flee? Did the Saudi army or the Iranian army who lead now a war in Yemen, opposite of Africa, near to Africa, millions died. And the war is 10 years still until today. Did they tell the people, go, we are coming? No, they kill children, they kill everybody. Perhaps you say, but where can the Gazian people go? It's very simple. Gaza and Egypt have borders, my dear. If you don't know that, what do you know? Nothing. So why Egypt don't accept the people from Gaza for some days so the Israeli army can destroy Hamas? They are their brothers in faith. They are Arabs, both. The opposite, Egypt closed and built walls. If Israel had done that, oh, the whole world will be, they are in the streets against Israel. So do you see something? Children are dying. My dear, it's war. How many children died in Africa in wars? Not only from the colonialists. How many children died and are dying every day in Africa? From your governments. Who cares for the children in Africa? The whites from America, from Europe, they give money, they give food, they bring help. But you hate the whites. Why? Because the Muslims, the Islam in Africa and in America and in the West tell the black people, the bad whites, the bad colonialists. But they didn't tell you about the Arabic slave trade. They didn't tell you that Islam took over many countries in Africa with a sword. So do you see how foolish people are? Can you show me one country where people didn't fight each other or did war? No, because we are sinners separated from God. And this is why we must come back to Jesus Christ, who is coming very quickly. We are in the last days, and Jesus Christ will fight against Allah. He will fight against Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, Iran, all these enemies, but even against the West, when they go against Israel. because the Bible says in the last days, for the last war Armageddon, all the nations, also the African nations, will go against Israel. And Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, with his mighty army, will come and crush the enemies of Israel, of the Jewish people, but also of the Christians. So, people from Africa, but also from America, where you are, if you are a politician or a simple person, give attention. Don't fight against the mighty God. The Bible says the archangel Michael, he is the angel above Israel. He is responsible for Israel. And the other nations are under the influence of the fallen angels. So there will be a war between the fallen angels and the angels of God. And woe you if you are on the wrong side. So the people who are going now to the streets to demonstrate against Israel are the new Nazis. Goodbye. God bless you.